They're rich, they're famous, and they're powerful. What more could you want with the life of a celebrity? Apparently the answer to that question is the nanny. All too often we hear of an A-lister relationship being torn apart by allegations or admissions of an affair with the family help. Whether movie stars, sports icons, or legendary comedians, more than a few have ended up hooking up with the nanny. So hit that subscribe button and then sit back to see all the allegations and admissions surrounding some of the biggest celebs in the business. Ben Affleck. When Batman, Ben Affleck, filed for divorce from Jennifer Garner after a decade of marriage, it shocked quite a few people. What happened? Who was responsible? Did it have something to do with that mysterious woman paparazzi had spotted hanging around Ben? Rumors came out that the couple's nanny, Christine Uzunian, was somehow involved. Hired to take care of the couple's children, the nanny had also allegedly taken care of Affleck. Garner pretty much confirmed what everyone thought in a later interview, even informing the world that the nanny had been fired. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's been the governor of California and had an extremely successful movie career built around action and sci-fi classics. It's hard to think of Arnold Schwarzenegger as having a regular home life, but he did, until he got tempted by the nanny. As it turned out, for several years, Arnold had been involved in a super secret affair with nanny Mildred Baena, while at the same time he had a very public family of 4 and a marriage to Maria Shriver. The Governor also had a love child with the nanny, who no one knew about until just a few years ago. Jude Law. It was a fairly short marriage, and we're not sure if anyone is really surprised that it didn't last. However, when Jude Law and Sienna Miller got engaged in 2004, it made headlines. Law was riding a successful wave of films, and Miller was quickly becoming a celeb watcher favorite. Just months later, this happy relationship started to fall apart. After a public apology, it became clear that Law had become involved with their nanny, Daisy Wright. Over the next year, the two tried to salvage their relationship, but the damage was done. David Beckham. A famous footballer, successful model, and British celebrity royalty, David Beckham is known as a lot of things. However, when Rebecca Lewis came forward and claimed she'd had a fling with the ex-footballer, everyone took notice. Now, technically, Lewis was described as Beckham's personal assistant, but we think that's just technically the term for an adult nanny. Unlike many other celeb couples, the Beckhams were able to ride out Lewis' allegations, neither denying nor confirming them directly. Jon Gosselin. He may not be the name he used to be, but at one time, Jon Gosselin was a pretty well-known reality TV star when the show Jon and Kate Plus 8 was on the air. When he was still married to now ex-Kate Gosselin, he met Stephanie Santoro at a twins convention. Hired on as the babysitter, Santoro rode out the Goslins' messy divorce and ended up hooking up with Jon not too long after. Needless to say, when Kate found out, things got messy and even the police were called in. Robin Williams. In the world of comedians, Robin Williams was a giant. For years he made us laugh, and it was deeply shocking when he died so tragically. However, his sudden passing isn't the only thing that caught so many of us off guard. Throughout the late 70s and most of the 80s, Williams was married to wife Valerie Velarde. In addition, the two had a son and a nanny, Marcia Garcés. Then, quite quickly in 1988, Williams divorced Velarde and married Garcés, who was already pregnant with their child. Ethan Hawke. In the late 1990s, this actor seemed to have it all: a successful movie career, a scandal-free life, and a gorgeous movie star wife in the form of Uma Thurman. The two had a couple of kids and, like most celebs, opted to hire a nanny. Enter Ryan Shawhughes. In 2003, it became apparent Shawhughes was taking care of more than just the kids, as Hawke and Thurman separated before eventually divorcing. In 2008, Hawke married his former nanny, and the two are still together. Gavin Rossdale. If you were into music in the 90s, then you know Gavin Rossdale as the lead singer of alt-rock band Bush. If you're into celeb watching, then you just know him as Gwen Stefani's husband. Well, ex-husband. You see, not too long ago, their entire marriage fell apart when all sorts of allegations surfaced about Rossdale and nanny Mindy Mann. Rumors have it that the two had a 3-year affair, which included the alleged discovery of nude photos and even a secret hookup while Gwen was in the hospital giving birth. Mick Jagger. Of all the people who hooked up with their nanny, are you really shocked about this one? The Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger has been pretty open about his numerous flings over his long rock career. In a recent biography, Jagger confessed that he had hooked up with the nanny while wife Jerry Hall was still in the house. While his wife was napping upstairs, Jagger came across the nanny making coffee in the kitchen. Reportedly, looking for something a little more stimulating than coffee, the two did the deed right there and then. Heidi Klum. Generally, when you hear stories about infidelity and celebs hooking up with the help, it's mostly about men. However, model Heidi Klum shows that even girls can get in on the act. Known for her marriage to singer Seal, the tabloids were rocked when it surfaced the two were splitting in 2012. For 2 years following their separation, Klum hooked up with her longtime bodyguard, Martin Kristen. Okay, so technically not a nanny, but since he was a bodyguard, he was responsible for the safety of the family, which is kind of like a nanny, if you ask us. Well folks, that's our video. What'd you think? Let us know in the comments down below. And while you're here, check out these other videos, like this one, and hell, even subscribe to The Richest for more wacky content every day. Thanks!